Good morning, gang. Good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome back to this week's Bitcoin update. First and foremost, remember nothing discussed is financial advice. It's for educational purposes only, and it's my view of the markets, right? Now we've got that out of the way, okay? It's been a while. I know I didn't record a video last week, but to be honest, there was nothing really to update. I've been posting effectively 2 key levels on Twitter now or X, should I say, for a few weeks, and I still think those are the 2 highest priority levels, you know, the highest probability for the next trades. So yeah, let's just talk through obviously some of this that's been going on, and then we'll start to look at potentially like the next zones that I'm looking for. So first and foremost, obviously we've got, for my personal positioning right now, I still hold a swing short from 108k. Now this I've still not closed. I have skimmed a little bit of profit, but right now I'm quite happy sitting in this. The beauty about having a swing short in a market like this is you are getting paid funding every 8 hours. As long as the funding is still positive, you are getting paid to hold that position. So it's really nice. Obviously, if you guys cast your mind back, obviously I did have a swing short throughout the 2021 to 2022 bear market, and that's the reason why swing shorts are nice to leave open if you've got a really good high probability one, because you can get paid for holding it every 8 hours. You collect funding. Yes, it's not a great deal, but it's something, and it makes it more comfortable to hold a swing short. So obviously this is the level. I was obviously talking about this on public YouTube updates and public live streams. I was talking about this way in advance. Obviously you can see here, this is obviously a screenshot from the 21st of November. So this is going back to here, loosely speaking, here. And obviously I'm given the 2 major levels to be aware of. Okay, there was 2 major levels. Then obviously I did another public update because I'm trying to help you guys out as much as I can if you guys pay attention. Obviously, if you did find benefit out of this, do me a favor, just go down below, hit that like, and let me know. Let me know in the comments, all right? And obviously on this one as well, we were giving one. This is obviously when price action was here, and I'm still looking for that, like that extra drive up to take out this high. Nice little swing failure pattern, and this is where we got. Now all of this stems from a count that I've been sharing with the members for quite some time. So you guys know, obviously, this is why we nailed that 73k short in the first place for the first pivot. And then what I've given to the members, again, this is going back to November. This is only a week before this, to be honest. I'm trying to help everyone out here as much as possible. I'm giving them what we've been joking around called the blue box of doom. Okay, we've been joking around this, and for anyone that's wondering what that is, it's just this. It's a blue box, and it's based on time and price. Okay, so this is why we've had this box on, and you can see here the first hit that we got was within said time, and then obviously I had another hit, which obviously was the swing failure pattern, which then obviously still within the blue box. Okay, so this is how I do my Elliott Wave. I've always done my Elliott Wave this way. You know, anyone that's been with me, following me along since the last cycle, you will know that a lot of my stuff is based on time. And obviously we've had that reaction, which is why I'm quite happy to keep this short open. Do I think that it's full on bear market now and we're going to crash down lower? It's possible. It's very possible. But can I be wrong in this and price comes up and creates a new all-time high? Yeah, again, it's possible. We're just playing the probabilities. Okay, but for now, I've got no real reason to close this out. What's the point of closing it out when price is still technically downtrending locally? Okay, so obviously this is my positioning right now. So obviously I've got this. And obviously this blue box, by the way, just so you guys are aware, obviously these are the 2 lines that I was given to the public. Okay, with a 3618 and a 4236. Okay, so obviously it was between these 2 levels. Very historic is this for Bitcoin. So obviously this is those levels that I was giving out to the public. Now, that's that. So obviously, simultaneously, while I'm still holding that short, I'm being very picky about my longs because, to be honest, price action has not been very clean for me and my style of trading over, realistically, since the high. We've had a few good trades, a few good longs, a few good shorts, but nothing major for the last, realistically, around 60 days. Okay? There's been some key levels that we've had longs out of, which has been great. So, for example, I'm still holding along from this low here. And that was nice and simple. Okay, nice and simple was this. You know, every man and his dog was looking at this trade, which is the reason why I actually don't like it. But anyway, we had this liquidity grab from these lows here. Obviously, if you guys remember, we had this big sell-off, fairly decent bounce out of it, failed to change structure, continually making lower lows and lower highs. You know, just really obvious. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. So obviously for the guys, I'm looking for this to come down, take out these lows, and maybe get a little bit of a scalp bounce. And again, for me personally, as I'm explaining this to the guys, I'm saying this is a scalp. I did not expect this to move all the way up here as it did. Okay, don't get me wrong, I don't expect much from trades. I always expect to lose, because then that way you're not disappointed when you do get stopped out, because we will take losses. Okay, but quite simply, obviously, this is why every man and his dog was looking at this trade. You know, if we just move over, you can see, for example, there you go, there's your CME gap. So it comes down, doesn't fill the gap. Obviously, everyone catches the long, it comes back down, fills the gap, and then obviously this is a squiggle from an old stream, and obviously we're bouncing up to the upside here. So right now, I'm still holding on to this. I don't have much left in the trade. Again, I'd be very honest about this, because I've taken profits at key resistance levels. But ever since then, I've not had barely any trade setups. In fact, this week, I've only taken one trade, and that was a short last night. Okay? Because what we're finding at the moment, and again, I'm trying to be as honest and as transparent with you guys as possible, because I want you guys to learn from this, right? As a trader, I only want to take trades at highly confluent levels. I don't want to take substandard trades. So as a Confluence trader, what does that mean? Well, effectively what this means is I want overlapping different forms of technical analysis in one area to give me a trade setup, because what that means is people that trade different styles of TA are all looking at the same zone, so there's more of a likely reaction out of that zone. So if I use this as an example, and let's say you've got price coming down into this. So right now what I have here based on this example is I've got a channel, okay? So within that channel, that's great. So I've got obviously the lower bound, I've got the higher bound, great, cool. So it's come down, it's hit the lower bound of this channel. At the same time, it's hit a golden pocket. At the same time, it's held a naked point of control, as an example. Okay, now this channel also means that it works with time as well. So it gives you time and price. That's the beauty of a channel. So if we take that into account, then I've got time, that's 1. I've got the channel itself, that's 2. I've got the golden pocket, that's 3. And then I've got a naked point of control as an example. That's 4. So I've got 4 spots of confluence within one area. So therefore this then would automatically be an area of interest for me. And then if price comes into that area of interest, then I need to see my entry trigger. If I don't see my entry trigger, I don't care how good of a region it is. If I don't see my entry trigger, I don't take a trade. Even if that means I sit back with my dick in my hands and watch it run off without me. That's fine. Because that's called a plan. Okay, that's how we trade. Now, within what's happened recently, for example, if we take this, I had no setup. Nothing happened within that I was interested in, because I had nothing within that was high confluence. Just like right now where we are, I've had nothing within this that was high confluence, specifically this week, since weekly open. Let's just get the old opens on. We can see this now. Where's weekly open? Here. I've had nothing within this that's high confluence. So I've had no trade setup. No trade setup at all within this. So yes, I've still got partials from my long from down here. I've still got my swing short from higher, but I've had nothing to trade within this. And this is where the average Joe goes wrong in trading, because they feel like they need to be in a trade all the time. But I've been saying to the members every single morning on my live streams, saying, I'm not interested in trading unless A, Bitcoin comes back down and takes these lows, or B, comes up into at least this zone. And the reason why I like this zone is because I had confluence here. I had some overlapping confluence. Do I think this is a major high? Not really, if I'm being honest. But it was a confluence zone, and it gave me my entry trigger. So this is why I took this trade, and I'm still sat in this trade now. It's risk-free. It's great. Cool. So I'm now in a scalp short. I'm still in a long, and I'm still in a swing short from higher. And you can see here, this is just going back from, this is Monday's plans. This is Monday's plans, and I'm saying I'm not really interested in anything within this. I'm not interested in support zones. I'm not interested in resistance zones within this. I'm only interested if she cracks this low time frame range to the upside or the downside. And then I can start to look for potentially the reverse trade. Okay, so this is why I'm sat in this one now, because she cracked the upside. She took out these highs. Now, obviously, these highs, if you do follow any of the influencers on Twitter, they'll have been telling you at this point here, along a breakout, I think there was some bullshit W pattern or head and shoulders or whatever, and they were saying, yeah, long breakout, and then obviously it came back down and everyone got wrecked, and then it did it again, long breakout, and then everyone got wrecked, and then exactly the same again and again and again. Eventually they got a breakout trade right once price got above monthly open after FOMC yesterday. Okay, but you can see that as a breakout trader, you know, you've got it wrong, and potentially if you took that, you've got it wrong, you finally get one right. And even right now, it's coming down. It's probably stopped you out already if you were trailing your stop. So you've kind of got like 1 out of 3. As opposed to, I've been sat there saying I don't want to trade any of this because it's horrible. And I finally get a setup on Thursday. And then it's a winning trade regardless. Because I waited for that high probability area. So this is the difference between a real trader and an influencer. Okay. You just want to wait for those high probability trades. And again, it's not even that much of a great trade. Do I think that this is going to full on roll over? Not really. You know, I'm quite happy, as you can see here, to have a look to see if it comes down into monthly open. At monthly open, I'll then take a view. Does it blast straight through monthly open and start dropping down? Then great, cool. I'll let it trail my stops. If it gets a reaction here and turns around and stops me out, well, fine, cool. It does what it does. So, right. Hopefully you guys have learned something from there. Now, what am I looking at next? Right, well, if you follow me on Twitter, and if you don't, I suggest that you do, then there's 2 main regions, okay? There's 2 main regions that I'm looking at. And it goes like this, okay? Let's talk about the resistance first, okay? Talk about the resistance first. This resistance zone up here is really nice, okay? It's quite a major zone, is this, and it's quite spread out, but there's a lot of confluence in this zone. Now, for me, this zone kind of stretches from here to here. And the reason why it stretches from here is because we've got a lot of overlapping confluence, many different reasons within this, okay? You've got your psychological 100K, you know, everyone loves a good round number in crypto. But obviously it's within the algo pocket, okay? You've also got a downtrending point of control. You've also got a hell of a lot of naked point of controls. You've got SR levels. You've got many reasons within this zone. Okay, so this is a major zone. Because quite frankly, if price can get back above this zone, bear in mind, downtrending, if it can get back above this zone, then that looks a little bit healthier. Do I think if it gets back above 100K, it's going to make a new all-time high? Yeah, it could do. I'm still not that confident, if I'm being honest, and that's fine. That's fine. The probabilities do increase, but realistically for me, the probabilities don't increase until price action gets above an 886. Above an 886, then yes, the odds increase to come run these highs. Okay, that's just standard Elliott Wave. But as it stands right now, as long as she's below 106K, I'm still not necessarily looking for new all-time highs. But that, reclaiming this green box, would be the first sign of strength. Okay, so therefore, what that means automatically is this box here, let's change it red, is resistance, major resistance. This is the biggest resistance zone on the chart for me right now. Okay, if she can't get past this and starts to reject, then cool, I'll be looking for shorts. If she can't get past this, then great, cool, I'll sit back in my long. And I might have had another long in between if I'm given some clear structure to trade from. But right now, I've got no clear structure to trade from. Everything's overlapping. Okay, likewise down here. Okay, this is why the long that I'm in from here, I took this as a scalp. And the reason why I took this as a scalp is because the bigger support zone is lower, which is this. So you've got the old range. Now you guys remember the old 73K to 49K range. Okay, so if we take some volume and take it along, let's incorporate this and let's incorporate until the breakout. So you can see here, in fact, it's dragged it all the way across. That's absolutely fine. We'll do this. We can work with this. We see here, where we've bounced from is a tiny little bit of volume support here, which is very insignificant. But if we start going back down to this old range high, we've got a range high here, just below range high, we've got a golden pocket. Now, this is where the volume starts to peak out a little bit. Down here at the 707, we've got a point of control, so we've got the bulk of the volume down here. So therefore, this for me means that this zone here is a much better support zone than what we've got right now. Because I've got Confluence here. I've got way more Confluence than this that you can see on the screen. Obviously, this is what I share with the members. So this is arguably, for me, a better region to be looking for longs. Now, does that mean we're going to get a long out of there? No. It means that I set some alerts. You can see I've got loads of alerts on here because these were low time frame ones. And if price comes into this zone, does it then give me a sign of strength, my entry trigger to take a long? If it does, great, cool, I'll take a long. And if it doesn't, then I'll sit back and wait patiently for lower prices. Or for price to leave without me. Absolutely fine. Okay? So this is all I'm looking for. Because if we do get acceptance back into this and we start losing this point of control around 66k, then realistically, we're just back to trading this old range. And that's it. Okay? So right now, for me, I'm quite happy to be patient. I'm being very selective on the trades that I'm taking. And all I'm waiting for is what happens if price comes here? What happens if price comes here? Anything in between is not really that high probability. Okay? So, do me a favor. If you're still here by the end of this video, hit those likes. And until next time, guys, as you were.